hope this is working. If you hear any loud noises, it is my air conditioner. It is loud as hell in my ear. See if it picks up on the stream. I don't really hear it on the stream, so if y'all do, I apologize. It was the hottest day in my town today, so it is what it is. Enough stalling. I think we're on episode 13. I should have checked. I'm pretty sure because the last one was episode 12. But this is a start of a new season. Year 2, the 2008-2009 season would have been the first season for the Oklahoma City Thunder as the continuation of the Seattle Supersonics after winning a championship. A lot to go through because I did not stream the off season because normally I take a lot of time and end up doing a lot of things in the off season that if it was on stream and on video, it would have took forever. So I'm going to run those things down and then we'll get into some action. So of note, I'll go over what happened with our team. Nothing that crazy. I traded Anderson Varejao, which is the most notable thing, and I traded him, and then I don't remember exactly who I traded him for because essentially I'm trying to stack up draft picks for the 2009 draft, which as of right now, we've accumulated 4. So let me go. Should have went here, and then here, and then here. So we have a draft pick from the Jazz, a draft pick from the Knicks, a draft pick from the Suns, and a draft pick from the Wizards. We do not have our own draft pick because I do remember that trade specifically, so I'll go over it here. Because the 2008 draft was happening, we had the number 30th pick. Also, I always like to remind and say things over and over again because there might be a chance that somebody is just tuning in for the first time. But I'm trying to get James Harden or Stephen Curry in this draft, and they're more than likely going to go in the top 3, so that's why I'm trying to get as many picks as I can to get up into that position. Now, back to this. We had the 30th pick in the 2008 draft. I wanted to draft Goran Dragic, and he was there the whole time. I just kept seeing him slip and slip and slip, and then the time came, and we got to pick 30. I got the trade offer thing pop up. And so I swapped my first-round pick next year with the Wizards. And then we traded back 5 spots. I was like, I think Dragic will fall there just for the Wizards to draft Dragic. So I wasn't able to get him. So long story short, I ended up trading Varejao several times and getting picks out of it. And our Varejao replacement is Brendan Haywood. And then I signed Eddie House. Oh, we didn't make that dramatic of a change for our team this offseason. We just won the championship. Now, when I talk about the rest of the league, I'll start with the draft. The Sacramento Kings are the home of Derrick Rose. He's over here with Wally Zerbiak, Eddie Curry, and Lou Williams, who's the closest person to him in age range. Now, this team that I'm about to talk about is probably my second favorite team to talk about in this series. That is the Memphis Grizzlies because they landed Russell Westbrook and Serge Ibaka. Now, if you notice, they still have Mike Conley. So this team I'm going to keep an eye on to see if because they might need my help at some point because I don't think there's a timeline where Russ and Conley work out here, but I'm going to let them figure that out at first. But it's kind of a mixture of the real-life Grizzlies team and real-life OKC team because they got Rudy Gay and Mike Conley. They have Chris Wilcox, who I don't think played with Westbrook and whatnot, but they got Kendrick Perkins, Serge, and Westbrook, who again were on OKC in real life. So we'll see what happens with them. And then the most other notable draft pick was made by the Houston Rockets because they got Kevin Love. So he helps them out offensively, and hopefully the Rockets are better than they were last year because this is a fun, Yao Ming and T-Mac don't get their due diligence because injuries kind of screwed them up in real life. Now, Trade-wise, the only notable trade that happened that did not involve my help, which I will get really into as my allergies are starting to kick in. The Miami Heat acquired Chauncey Billups. Now, Chauncey was traded 2 or 3 times on draft night, but he has ended up here on the Miami Heat. Shaq, in what will more than likely be his last season, because he tried to retire last off season, and I overdid it. He played in real life for like 2 to 3 more seasons after this, so I overrated it, but we'll see what happens there. But they still have Amari and D Wade, obviously. Now, if you notice, Chauncey is gone, and if you notice, the rest of that Pistons core that won a championship is gone as well. And this is where I come into play, because to be honest, not a lot happened. Not a free agency wise, the biggest move that happened was Marcus Camby going to the Jazz. So that was the biggest move free agency wise. But I saw that Chauncey was gone. I was like, let's just get rid of the other 3 guys that were on that Pistons championship team. So the first one was the first one I should talk about. We talked about Chauncey. Spurs. The Spurs owe me one because they got Tayshaun Prince. They drafted Eric Gordon, but Eric Gordon is now on the Pistons. If you looked, you would have saw it. But Eric Gordon and someone else for Tayshaun Prince. This would help them out a lot. Rasheed, I almost said Ben Wallace, but Ben Wallace is on the Bulls. He was on the Bulls last season. But Rasheed is on the Knicks, who have a very decent team of Ben Gordon, who I believe they signed a free agency, so another under-the-radar free agency move. They have Jamal Crawford, Nate Robinson. They also ended up with Verjao, but Rasheed, and we're going to play them our first game because that's supposed to be ring night. I don't know if they do the ring celebration in the older simulations, but we'll come to see that. So we'll wait and see. But the most notable one, the Denver Nuggets got Richard Hamilton. In real life, they ended up with Chauncey. This time around, they end up with another Pistons guard, this one being Richard Hamilton. They did lose Marcus Camby, as I mentioned, but they still have Nene, who they can play at center. I don't know what really they would do, but we can wait and see. But this was a 3-team trade. Now, the Pistons got young assets. The Nuggets got Richard Hamilton, which you're probably wondering, where did these young assets come from? And if you see the thumbnail, because I'm more than likely going to put this in the thumbnail, the young assets came from the Los Angeles Lakers because Allen Iverson, and I'm putting this in quotation, was signed and traded to the Lakers. This is just something I personally was interested in. I don't really know why. AI and Kobe playing together, it's just something that I wanted to see happen. And I think I talked about it in one of the episodes in the past, but they essentially traded Kwame Brown and I don't remember who else to get AI. And then Richard Hamilton went to the Nuggets. So the last big all-season moves to talk about involved the Kings because they drafted Derrick Rose. I traded Mike Bibby to the Clippers for Eddie Curry, who you already saw on the Kings, because every trade that I did involved the Clippers try to give up Eddie Curry, which makes sense because they have Chris Kaman, but the Clippers now have a point guard in Mike Bibby who fits their timeline, or their age range, I should say. And the more notable one, and again, the Celtics, I think, owe me one. They now hold Ron Artest, who was on the Kings. I think it was Wally Serbiak for Ron Artest. Now, they have a solid lineup. And I moved Paul Pierce to power forward because that was where he was at his highest overall, and I kept Ron Artest at small forward and Gerald Greens at shooting guard. So I don't know what lineup they'll play, but people that were on the Celtics in real life are here now, so they did get Paul Pierce some help. So that is the off-season recap. We have the Jazz pick, the Knicks pick, the Suns pick, the Wizards pick. So I will remember that in the future to where I can't see the draft picks. So this is more than likely just going to be a normal episode, and then we will probably start super speed running this after. That way we can, further this thing on. I think more than likely what will happen. So here's their lineup. Which, to be fair, I don't really know. They have David Lee. They don't even really need Rasheed, but they wanted him, so you gotta have him come off the bench. That's not the craziest of things. Also, I did not change the jerseys yet because I I didn't forget, but I was very lazy and didn't want to. So, A, I'm waiting it out, and B, because I know that if I change them, I can't change them back. So I don't want to change to something that I didn't really like, as we don't even really get a freaking ring ceremony, which is a bit hilarious. I don't even remember if I took a screenshot. This is going to be... I don't even know where the hell my phone is. I don't even know if I took a screenshot of the trophy celebration. So, I went over. So, Derrick Rose on the Kings, Serge Westbrook on the Grizzlies, Chauncey's on the Heat, Kevin Love's on the Rockets, AI's on the Lakers, Tayshaun Prince is on the Spurs, Rip Hamilton on the Nuggets, I'm going to keep calling him Ben because I only wrote down Wallace. Rashid is on the Knicks. Also, Anderson Varejao, return game already. As there's the first points of the 2008-09 season. Ron Artest on the Celtics. I really like that Celtics team, you know. So we'll see what happens with them. And then, oh boy. That was going fast as hell. So this is going to be the real testament because I'm trying to multitask like a, oh yeah. I'm trying to multitask. I'm also doing stuff out of order because I should be filming this last. I normally film this last, but I'm filming this first. As I didn't even get a screenshot of the ceremony. Hilarious. So, I don't know what the thumbnail... I know AI in the Lakers jersey will be in the thumbnail. I don't even know what the hell's going on, if I'm just being honest. Because everything is out of order. So, that doesn't really matter to y'all. So, also, it is a bit... That's kind of bullcrap. Because y'all will probably see this Saturday or Sunday. Now, the reason I say or is because there's a chance that in real life that the Celtics win the championship on Friday, and then I do my end of the season Shooting the Breeze episode on Saturday, unless I have to delay it. But, you know, the finals have not hit in real life, if we're just being honest. They really haven't. I'm ready for this season to be done. I've said this time and time again. I kind of, you know, I'll talk more about it then, so I shouldn't really be talking about it now, but it's on my mind. It really is, because I keep seeing it everywhere. It is what it is. It's the most notable thing in sports right now. So, can't wait for this freaking draft and off season. Which, everyone, I should say everyone, a lot of people were expected this to be a freaking competitive finals. And if it was and drug out to 6 or 7 games, then the draft would have been the next week. Where now we got to wait an extra week, technically, even though the draft's not moving. I think the draft is Thursday and Friday. I don't remember the exact date. I'm not good with dates right now. I don't want to say a date. I think it's the 27th. I also need to stop trying to multitask. Because I clicked on the calendar and it didn't even pull up. It is the 27th. Yay. I was right. 27th and 28th. So if this finals would have continued. So Friday, I don't know when the next game would be. We'll see what happens, but finals talk on the next episode of Shooting the Breeze, regardless of when. If I had to delay it, it would be pretty funny, but at least that would mean that Dallas is continually extending the series, as they probably should have called that a foul. So this episode, we're playing the Knicks. We're going to simcast against the Celtics and Rockets, and then we're going to wrap it up by playing. I think we're actually going to change that up, and we're going to play against the Celtics and then simcast against the Rockets and Nuggets, because those, I've said this several times. I've said several times that this might have been a one-and-done series. Obviously, you're seeing this. We're starting season 2, so that part was a lie, or didn't end up happening. It's not really a lie. Thing 2 is that we're only going to play teams that made dramatic. I think that is a word, but dramatic moves or changes. So in the case of the 4 teams that I listed, this was supposed to be ring night. It really ain't. So I might start simcasting this in a second, depending on how quick this goes. But the Celtics, I already went over. They got Ron Artest. The Rockets got Kevin Love, and then the Nuggets got Rip Hamilton. We're also lower on the totem pole. We're 11th on the power rankings. The only change that we made was trading Virgil, so which is a bit funny that he's here in our first game, and we didn't even get a damn ring ceremony. That was the main reason that we're here for this. But they also, like I said, this Knicks team has a lot of real life players. They got Ben Gordon, they got Jamal Crawford, Rasheed Wallace. I was gonna get this for the screenshot. Like I said, I'm out of it a little bit because we were doing this stuff out of order. It also looks like he's about to knee him right in the face. Our dudes are kicking up, so that's happened as well. Also, I won't lie to y'all. They finally announced, and I actually think that I did talk about this on the last episode. They announced that McGregor is out of the UFC 303 main event, which we've kind of speculated. Keyword there is speculate. So that's kind of got me out of mojo too, because I didn't really plan on paying attention to that. But as the court taught, he gets the putback. But I won't lie to you. After this episode and the next episode, because in the next episode, we play against the other notable teams that made moves in December and January, which are the Kings, the Grizzlies, Lakers, Magic, Spurs. So this regular season might fly by, and then we're in the playoffs, which I think there's probably a better way to describe it, but the way off the top of my mind to describe this season is a filler season because we're trying to get to that draft, that 09 draft. We're also going to hope that we're in the playoffs and can repeat, and then we're off to the very difficult challenge of three-peating. So this might be a filler season. That might be an asshole mindset to think of that with, but it's kind of what's going through my mind at the moment. So we got Sharif Abdul-Rahim, who I appreciate in real life, but he dropped an overall very, very quickly. So we're going to jump back into this game. I also, bro, Kevin Durant, you only got 2 points. Okay, I was about to say. I will say that I only traded people that I got back in the Verjao deal. I will say that. Because you can't, in real life, you can't just sign guys and then trade them away. I know that that's normally what I end up doing on 2K, but in the sake of this and trying to keep it as real as possible, that's what I ended up doing. So that's why I didn't go over the trade, because so many people were traded and y'all would have got extremely confused with it. But the main thing of note was getting those draft picks, which the Jazz pick is 3-star valued, and the other ones are 2-star valued. So I've also looked at the draft big boards, and Curry is at 1 on all of them, which makes sense. And Harden flops between 2 and 3, with 3 sometimes being Blake Griffin, who I kind of said I don't know if we would go after Blake Griffin. That's a wait-and-see situation that I hope we don't really have to get into. So, yeah. Oh, boy. Oh, come on. That was a real oh, boy. Okay. Oh, that one's gonna be off. I also do want it to be known that I have literally not touched this series in a week, and that all of that off-season stuff that I ended up doing that took about an hour and a half to go over and look through and all that stuff, all of that happened in the course of me editing and uploading the last episode. So I we normally say we haven't touched this in a week. This is an actual case of that again. I wish KD didn't stop there, but I think that was kind of on me. Corver. I think that's one of the top goals of the year is to get Corver that sixth man of the year. Because he really picked up his play in the playoffs and will more than likely be playing a lot more minutes this season. Because our bench is not as strong as it was last year. Oh, come on. It is Jamal Crawford, so I'm not that upset. I wish that wasn't a 3. Okay. I did not mean for that to be a 3. And also, we should have called a timeout definitely at some point. Okay. I fouled. Okay, I was about to say. I pushed the A button, so I thought it made me foul and call a timeout, but it is their timeout. At least we now have our starters in. Okay. Why do we always got to do this? We don't do this that much. As I almost burped. A lot I actually did burp. Get the ball out of his hand. Oh boy. Oh, come on. At least y'all get something interesting now. The fact that they really were trying to commit to Jamal Crawford being that wide open on 3 did bother me, but I wasn't. I don't know what the hell just happened there. Okay. They don't have any more timeouts. That could have been worse. Oh, yeah. Okay, I didn't mean to shoot that, but I saw him fouling me. They didn't even go in, so if y'all had money on it, on the over, I shouldn't have said that, but I did. All right, game 1 in the books. Now we're moving on up. I'm not getting any VC for this because we got to deal with this crap still. I ain't gonna lie, there's a small piece of me that was hoping that this was fixed. I think, because I said time and time again, I don't know when the definitive end of this will be, If I want to be honest, I think we're going to try to three-peat, and then that'll be the end. Because I have no clue how long this will take. This season, the next season, etc. So, I don't really know. So, we're going to move on to this game against the Celtics. See how our first 2 weeks go as we lose. Oh, no. We lose again. We win. We lose. Yeah, this ain't going to be like last season. Oh, my God. We're the freaking 15th seed. Do I need to play? Do I really need to play? Yeah. Do we have a Mickey Mouse run? 7-2. Yeah, y'all freaking welcome. Oh my God, maybe we need to get our own draft pick back. It's just the first 2 weeks. So we're playing against the Celtics. Ooh, I forgot it had extra jerseys. With Ron or Test. Oh my God. Did I pick green jerseys? I thought I picked. That was a big goof on my end. No way. I'm going to have to go through this. Okay. All right. Ooh. Y'all can tell your boy needs some sleep. Okay. I thought I picked yellow jersey. I don't know what the fuck.